All. Kadai Kerala is conducting a knowledge series today in respect of the new draft CZMP regulations and related CRZ related matters. This draft notifications, which is published in most of the districts, it's a very important for all of us in the in this segment. Once this draft is finalized and given the authentication by state and central governments, no, we cannot do anything for 10 years till the next revision relating to the CRZ happens. And it's very important for all of us to understand the impact of the draft law, draft plans in respect of these CRZ regulations, suggest corrections whatever required, wherever required, and specifically understand the implication of each and every single individual plots or locations where we are planning. We have today with us Mr. PZ Thomas. As most of you know, he is an expert in CRZ and environmental impact related matters. Thomas is associating with CREDAI with our so many other initiatives in earlier times also. He's an expert in this field and he could throw lights to the what exactly this draft is meant for all of us and how we can go about. This program, first session is understanding the nitty-gritties or issues relating to the draft, and along with we are discussing about the way forward, how we where we can take this up and how to go about with this correcting or to get the draft in the proper way. On behalf of CREDAI Kerala, I welcome Sri Thomas for today's interactive session. Welcome, Mr. Thomas. Today's session is moderated by Sri Dr. Najib Zakaria. He is our past chairman of CREDAI Kerala, and one person who is in and out involved in this CRZ related matters. I welcome Dr. Najib Zakaria for today's interactive meeting. I welcome all other CREDAI members, officers from member companies, invited guests, and all other invitees for today's webinar. Thank you. And I request Dr. Najib Zakaria to proceed with the meeting proceedings and other related matters. Thank you all.
Yeah, so good evening to all. Yes, thank you, Mehboob, for the introduction. So this session we planned in such a way that we have another total 90 minutes session, 1.5 hours that is. And hopefully we should be able to clarify, understand, get a better understanding of the new CZMP map, which has been published for Ernakulam, not yet published actually, stand corrected, draft CZMP, which has come out in some of the local bodies, and we try to get a better understanding of what it means for in Ernakulam in specific and Kerala in general. Our endeavor is we of course Thomas as such really needs no introduction among this audience. We have already 50 participants joined in so far. Thomas has been, a strong advocate of CRZ reforms for a long time, and we have had the opportunity to work together, especially during the, Married issue. Extensively, we, campaigned and worked around trying to find, relief and solutions for this, and we've been able to, campaign such a way that we have knocked at many doors And Thomas has been a very strong, vocal advocate for among political circles, explaining the matter of CRZ and its challenges which we face in Kerala, and how discriminated Kerala is in the improvement of CRZ maps compared to other states, etc. So I'm sure we'll all stand benefited the more we learn. See, Thomas has also participated in the state con. Of course, many of you would have seen him in TV channel discussions. And one-on-one interactions, whether it is the CRZ2 issue of Chidavennur, wherein he got in the people from Anna University for mapping of various properties, or any general matter across the state. Thomas is an authority which even bureaucrats rely upon. So I think we got one of the best and the finest in the field to explain to us in a nutshell. And so what we thought was we'll give Thomas Thomas will speak for about 45 minutes on the new CZMP and any other connected CZMPs. If Thomas, if you can also highlight or shed light on those aspects also, you can the field will be yours to to take it whichever way you want. After that, we'll have a question answer session wherein we all try and get a better understanding of our own micro issues also, which can be taken up. There's nothing wrong in bringing up individual issues if based, of course, time permitting. That is about 20 minutes, and then we'll try and have a way forward. So we have, I think, Paul is already there. Martin also would have joined. So they also very uniquely positioned people who have a good grasp of the subject. I'm no expert. Boop said something like that, but I'm no expert. I gain knowledge from Paul and Martin and others. So that's how it's always been. So I think now we'll let Thomas speak. I think that's why we all joined here today. So Thomas, over to you, Thomas. The field is yours.
Yeah, good evening to you all. Thank you very much, the Kradai Forum, for willing to to discuss this hot topic, which we all are victims of the so-called law. And I am thankful to the office bearers of Kradai and to all. And this is the 6th in my series, because I thought of doing something, and this is the 6th. I started with the Kumbalam Gram Panchayat, then Udayamperur Gram Panchayat, then to Kerala Travel Mart, then to this forum, and Cochin Corporation is due now, and maybe or day after tomorrow, and then Architect Chapter, they have come forward, and some Panchayat in Kannur district is, they are approached me, so that people are now getting to know that everybody want to know about this, like so I am happy that some momentum we could create, so that that will help us in bringing in some change, not to a kind of not in the real estate sector or into the a kind of elite level. So it is now trickled down to the grassroots level. That is, every panchayat member is very keen, because to get the maximum benefit. So that is what rather so-called the interior parts of Kerala also is now coming into, and they are telephoning me asking me when can they give kind of a lecture, etc. So this is the background. Now with this pre-draft CZMP, I call it as pre-draft CZMP. That is very important. This is not a draft. It's the pre-draft published under the CRZ notification 2019, 18th January 2019, MOEF, Ministry of Environment and Forests, with the to promote tourism as well as for unfreezing more land, etc. With the pro industry style government of India, that for attracting more business. So they have relaxed so much of provisions compared to the 2011 notification, and came out with this 18/1/2019 with a rider that the provisions under this notification will come into effect the day when the coastal zone management plan prepared under this notification will be approved by the ministry. Till that time, the old regime will continue. So, 18/1/2019, we are almost 30 months now past. Gujarat and Maharashtra has prepared and approved the coastal zone management way back in 2019, 2020 beginning. So they are now using the benefit of this notification which we are talking. Generally, like for the under the provisions of the notification, people will get to know about the the coastal zone management plan when the draft is published and public hearing is conducted by the district collector. That is the stage generally people will get to know. This is an opportunity, that is to start with my presentation or to my lecture or the talk. This is a very important opportunity. We got it, that we should not lose this opportunity. Generally, when the draft comes, we suggest certain, or the local bodies suggest certain things. Then whether they incorporated or not, when the final notification or the map comes only, we will know. By the time, whether it is included or not included, we can't do anything. Now, since there is a pre-draft available, and it is that as per the the intention of the government of Kerala, that it is to be circulated to all stakeholders, including the local body, tourism department, industries department, etc., etc. So the pre-draft, the opportunity, if we can give the maximum input, whatever be the thing, so that when the draft comes, we can verify whether they are taking into consideration our submission suggestions. That is the big opportunity we got. So not to lose this opportunity, and then to suggest the maximum, so that the draft, when it comes, we can agitate it further to bring in some more changes. So that is what I want to say for the introductory part of it. Second aspect which I want to say for the introduction is, like the 1991 CRZ notification till 2019-21 notification, and we are in 2021, about 30 years of journey. I am a person closely accompanied the journey of this notification for the last 30 years, not alone in Kerala, but the entire country. But in the beginning, say till up to 2010 or 2005, nobody was bothered about this notification. There was not much pressure on the land. Now, after 2000 only, real pressure started, gaining, and then this kind of, hidden devil was there. We all realized, and we were the victims of all those things. So, what I want to say is, once this draft CZMP is finally sent by the government of Kerala, state government, to the central government does only a clerical job. Please take it from me. They won't change a comma, full stop from that. They will only put the seal and signature, and then they publish it. So the final product is from the respective state government. Don't have the consideration. Officers, politicians, time to time say that no, what can we do? It is all come from the heaven. We are unable to do anything. Sorry, absolutely, it is only hoodwinking. It is the responsibility of the state government. Reason is, land is a state subject in the state list. Land, health, education, etc. The central list, state list, concurrent list, etc. in the Constitution of India for the allocation of business. So land is a state subject. Though this notification is for the coastal states of the country, but anything to touch with the land, the sole authority is with the state government. So the state government, once it is rightly, wrongly overlooked or omitted, whatever format they will send, central government will not do anything. It is taken from me. People after the notification, suppose for in Ernakulam, Mangalavanam Bird Sanctuary. There is a Mangalavanam Bird Sanctuary, that is the core area. Then surrounded by that, there is a buffer area. In that buffer, High Court of Kerala and other so many buildings comes into. People say that who put this buffer and why the central government is targeting, etc., etc. No, sorry. The buffer is set by our people in Trivandrum, not the central government. They only put the publishing of the draft or the final one sent by the Forest Department, Government of Kerala, for any wildlife sanctuary, for any national park. Similarly, for CRZ also, again I am emphasizing, if you are able to do maximum or the best in Government of Kerala, in consultation or in kind of joint collaboration, you won. Thinking anything from the Delhi, sorry, they can't do it, because if they start reviewing all the 10 coastal states and 6 union territory, there is another ministry is required for reviewing all these things. So it is not there. So complete onus is on the state government. Second thing I want to say, my experience is, since 1991, respective state governments modified their coastal zone management plans. Mind it, I am all talking on the basis of documents, not simply by hearsay. They have modified the coastal zone management plan suiting to the requirements of the respective state from time and again. That is why there is not much of issue. When we dealt with the 1996 coastal zone management plan, and the victim we all know, such a faulty, such a error-ridden document. And subsequent to 1996 and 2019, because after 2011 notification, the map for all states came in 2019 only. So the 23 years journey of 96 to 2019, Kerala is the only state, you take it from me, only state which they have modified not their plan. From 1996, as Dr. Najib saw that document, Mr. Paul saw that document, Mr. Raghu saw that document, the approval, Mr. Anthony saw that document. What? 27/9/1996, when the coastal zone management plan was approved by the central government ministry, it was clear guidance or direction was given. With these errors, you modify and submit it again. Am I correct, Doctor? This was the mandate given by the central government to 1990s, not alone to Kerala, but to all coastal states. Kerala never did an exercise for resubmitting the modified plan. 2002, when the salinity of above 5 ppt come into the picture, because till that time, the coastal areas for the inland water bodies, okay, apart from the sea coast, you know it, creek, river, backwater, all these are also part of the CRZ, but with a rider saying that if the salinity level is above 5 ppt, that amendment came only in 2002. So all the state governments except Kerala conducted extensive salinity test and then set the level as it is up to here only, the CRZ, not up to its source of origin. So time and again, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Kerala, Gujarat, everyone, they have modified the plan. Kerala is the only so-called Prabhuddha Kerala, but it is utter failure with regard to this CZMP. I am telling you with the based on this. So these 3-4 things kindly come take note of it. Another part which I want to say is the insensitiveness of the office is concerned from 91 till 2021. Sorry to say, it is still haunting all of us. I use the word haunting. Why? In this crisis health emergency which is in the country, People are locked up at their home. People are infected with COVID-19. And this is the time for seeking opinion from the local body. Is it the time to seek opinion? People are locked up and they say not to come out of the house. It is complete triple lockdown. And the local bodies from Kasaragod to Trivandrum is directed by the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority saying that by 30th May, you have to give your opinion on these comments. What is this going on? Is it a kind of the insensitiveness of the people, of the officers? It is haunting you till date. Take it from me. Not 96, not 2011, now also. Because if they were sensitive, they should not have circulated the so-called pre-draft now. Because the health emergencies, everybody knows, they could have done when the normalcy is returned. People are in a mood to discuss these things. Now they are, after the life of the dear and near ones, they are asked to give the opinion. So again, it is a clear backdoor tactic which they were doing since 1996, not to be seen by the people of Kerala, not to be seen by the affected people. Chup chap say in a secretive manner, they get it done and then will say, no, what can we do? It is all come from the central government. We are helpless. So be very, very alert, cautious. If you don't, they will simply get it through and then again, the journey will continue for the next 20 years. By that time, I don't know who all will be there. I will not be there. I'm just putting you the fact. So we have to decide why this so-called very handful, 2, 3 only behind all this, why they are continue to beat us. What for? If the benefit is provided, if the benefit is relaxations are given in the CZMP, CRZ notification, why can't it be extended to the people of Kerala? I am not saying coastal regulation is not required. I am not saying environmental protection is not required. I regularly, when we were dealing with environmental clearance application, myself and Aziz sir used to fight on this environmental aspect. Sir used to say, why to provide so much of rainwater harvesting? I tried to convince him. So we come to a middle path and then proceed. So I am not against any of these things. It is required. But the law, when it is permitting, why can't it be permitted to me through the CZMP? As I told you earlier also in the 2020 conclave, the CZMP is the document which is the implementing tool for the CRZ notification. CRZ notification is pan-India, from Gujarat to Kerala, Tamil Nadu to West Bengal, then Pondicherry, Andaman, all it is one regulation. But to make it tailor-made to Kerala, only CZMP Kerala will only help. CZMP Gujarat is different, CZMP Tamil Nadu is different. To make it tailor-made to the tune or to the benefit of the state of Kerala, CZMP will only help you. Now, the next part which I want to say, the so-called pre-draft CZMP, which is the document which we are discussing. It is a 130-page document and with Kerala in an A4 size sheet, Ernakulam district in another A4 size sheet, and there is no detailed drawing compared to the CZMP, which Kiradai displayed in the conclave in the auditorium there. There is no map available with this. So what is the comment which they want with this report? I really don't know what is the comment. And selectively, they have given the map to some people. Maradu municipality sought the same question. The secretary is smart. He said, what is the comment is required from this 130 page? You provide us the map, then he gave the map of that area. So that is the map which is to be really discussed, not this 130-page document. Similarly, for Kannur also, when they sought, they sent the map. not for all municipality or panchayat. They have not circulated the map. Further, that is the local body, what is the, kind of engineering strength with the panchayat, all of you know it. And they are supposed to give comment on a highly technical subject, and without giving them any training whatsoever. And they say, you simply give us the feedback. So they know a limited feedback only will be there, because nobody will be able to decipher or capture what is the notification. And they say all the documents of 2011 is to be referred. In this 130-page document, they repeatedly say that the documents of 2011 is to be referred. Now 2011, the map which the CRADAI is holding, which panchayat or municipality is having that old map? Secretary gods keep on changing. So nobody knows any head or tail of it. So the purpose is not to get any opinion from any local body. This is the final which I want to say, apart from the COVID aspect. Next aspect I want to say is, in 2000, the CRZ notification 2011, the approved map of 2019 came into. There was a pre-draft document similar to this, but better than this current one. They have published it for each local body. Kochi Corporation 1, Maradu Municipality 1, Kumbalam Panchayat 1. So there was a pre-draft document for each local body. I am having that document with me. So Kadamakudi Panchayat fellow can understand in a micro level what is the role of the land area within Kadamakudi Panchayat. He don't want to see what is happening in Kumbalam or in Maradu. So a kind of a more precise pre-draft I suggest, which they did it in 2014 based on CRZ notification 2011. Why can't they do it now for each local body? This is my next submission. Now, another part which I want to say is the CRZ notification 2011, which I discussed with Dr. Najib earlier also. The CRZ notification 2011 demands the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority to prepare and get the approval of CZMP in 1:25,000 scale, which they got it 2019 published. There is another requirement, that is local level CZMP for the use of local bodies and other agencies. That is in 1:4,000 scale. So for a document which is warranted, mandated and 2011 notification, 2021 June we are, till now they have not published that document. That is a document prepared a decade ago, still not available. That is for each local body. I am talking of the incomplete work of the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority. Or under 2011, we are talking of 2019. So if local body, each local body has got a 1:4,000 precise map of that local body, such kind of pre-draft CZMP, people can understand better that this is a small area. We know where the lake is, where the Todu is or the drain is, so that they can immediately capture. If whole of Kerala, if you give a map and say you locate your land, and then you find out the CRZ, your impact or your problem, very difficult. Whereas if I get a small area, so that they are supposed to do under 2011 notification, till now they have not done. So it is a thing which is missing in the part of Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority. Another part which is missing in 2011 notification CZMP is the CRZ 1 category in CRZ notification 2011, that is mangrove or sand dunes, turtle nesting grounds, archaeological or heritage sites. 11 specified features are given in 2011 notification, that is in CRZ 1A to K. Same thing is repeated here in 2019 notification also. No change. But in the CZMP prepared by the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority in 2000, based on 2011 notification, which is approved in 2019. This archaeological heritage site is not marked at all. So again, a half-cooked one by KCZMA and not coming into the agency who prepared, but the regulatory authority is missed that opportunity, because in the 2019, the current one, they have marked it and glorified it, because that is an area where again certain construction ban can be achieved. So they have come to a glorified stage, and they say in Kochi 40 sites are there, Fort Kochi, Mattancheri, etc., etc. But it was a duty to be given in the CZMP 2019. Now my another head to come into the current CZMP is, it is not prepared based on the provisions of CRZ notification 2019, which I want to say. In CRZ notification 2019, it says, if the mangrove area, if in a contiguous area, if the area it is 1000 square meter or above, in a private owned land, no buffer of 50 meter around, as no development zone is required. Only for government land with 1000 square meter or above is required to be having the buffer of 50 meter. Now, when you have the buffer in a government land even, there are likelihood of nearby private property also will come into the buffer and you will lose the land. And here in the CZMP, the pre-draft which we are discussing, that the private government everywhere, 1000 square meter or above, they have marked 50 meter around with a very, very conservative manner, and that is against the provision of notification. Another thing which I want to say is the Pokali, that is the filtration pond they call it. I'll come to 1991 CRZ notification. In CRZ notification 1991, there were 9 features which are to be qualified to be in CRZ 1. One of the feature was spawning and breeding ground of fish. So the filtration pond, the CES, NCES, now NCES, there at that time it was CES, specifically said that filtration ponds are spawning and breeding ground of fish. Notification of 1991 does not say so. They have dragged in the so-called filtration pond, our Pokali thing, in the category of CRZ 1.1. And there is a CRZ notification 1(2), that is intertidal zone, that the land between high tide line and the low tide line. I am talking of CRZ notification 1991. So again I repeat, they have included Pokali under the garb of spawning and breeding ground, and they have put in CRZ 1.1. No problem. And they say 50 meter around buffer is required. It continued for a long period of 23 years up to 2019. Now, in 2011 notification, there is no feature called spawning and breeding ground at all. But these people, this Pokali area, they dragged into the intertidal zone. They don't want to give any benefit to the state of Kerala. They want to bring it, such a kind of real murder is taking place here. You will be surprised. In CRZ notification 1991 say it is a spawning and breeding ground, and it is a feature under CRZ 1.1. Though there was CRZ 1.2 in the name of intertidal zone, we were not qualifying under that. But in CRZ notification 2011, when the main feature is taken out, they brought Pokali into the intertidal zone. CRZ 1.2 or CRZ 1B, we call it in 2011 notification, is CRZ 1B. It is again a kind of sadistic mentality of the so-called 2-3 people to bring in that, more and more area. If possible, we will try to bring it up to Kambam Theni border. That is our ultimate aim, is to get complete Kerala under CRZ. We are trying, but we have now achieved only about one third of the Kerala area, but we will definitely, CZMP and NSS in a couple of years, they will bring it up to Munnar. This is, I am sure. Now, under the CRZ 1B, it is nowhere, it's a category. And then 2019 CRZ notification. Again, spawning and breeding ground is not there as a feature. They continued Pokali in the CRZ 1B, intertidal zone. This is wrong. This is not as per the notification. And this is not as per their own document of Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority. Number one. Second, my submission is the so-called feature of Pokali is nothing monopoly to Kerala. All coastal states has got this feature in different names. 6 months paddy and 6 months this prawn aquaculture. It is in different names from West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Goa, Karnataka, everywhere it is there. None of the state, I underline the word, none of the state from 1991, not now, when the spawning and breeding ground of fish was a feature in CRZ 1 in 1991, none of the state included it as a CRZ feature. It is only and only my great state included in the CRZ notification or in the CZMP. Third, the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority way back in 2008 and 9 constituted a subcommittee, and they said there is no need for, that is prior to the 2011 notification and prior to CZMP of 2019. I am talking of 2008 and 9. The Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority said this Pokali thing is not an ecologically fragile or an ecologically sensitive feature. No need to be in CRZ 1. This is a subcommittee report approved and vetted by Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority. Fourth, there is a famous case in 1996 in Supreme Court in the name of S. Jagannath versus Union of India and others. That time, this aquaculture theory was extensively in the East Coast, and the fishermen were facing difficulty in having access to the sea and all. So there is a judgment which says any aquaculture, whether it is traditional or modern, that they have to get it registered with the Aquaculture Authority. Number one. Number two, any aquaculture pond within 200 meters from the so-called CRZ water body, it is to be demolished. Third, the conventional method who is doing with the so-called methods, conventional method, they have to register with the authority within 3 months. None of the Pokali thing here I inquired it in Kerala is registered with Aquaculture Authority. So it has no legal existence as per the law of the land declared by Supreme Court in 1996 as Jagannath versus Government of India, Union of India, the case. Now, another aspect which is very important for all of you to understand, that is what Kumbalam is planning to do. That is part which I am going to say Udayamperur is planning to do. Now, Kochi city is almost saturated. Kochi city has to expand. We have got 3 municipalities, Trikakara, Kalamesheri, Punutara and Maradu recently as the municipality. So this municipality and corporation having the CRZ 2 benefit. But now again city has to expand. Kumbalam, Kumbalangi, then Udayamperur, all surrounding panchayats, which is close to the city, needs to be upgraded to a better level. That is my next argument. That is the similar to CRZ 2 status, that these panchayats are to be. Now I come to again the CRZ notification 2011 or 2019. The notification says CRZ2 are the areas which are substantially built up and which are in municipality and which has got the developmental things meeting, that is in CRZ2. Okay, accepted. CRZ3, nowhere in the notification says Panchayat are to be blanketly and blindly to be put it in CRZ3. The notification does not say so. It only say undeveloped area, only to be in CRZ3. Now, in 2018 March, when the CZMP 2019, the so-called approved one, prior to that, there was a, some kind of small hue and cry. Honorable Chief Minister made an assembly that our panchayat are not the panchayat of Orissa or Andhra or Tamil Nadu, wherein there is a hamlet, then there is 100-kilometer no man's land, then there is another village. So we are not like that. From Manjeshwaram to Parashala, we are one stretch. How can we compare our coast with other coast? Because the notification is pan-India. So mind it, again my statement, it is the state government who has to take a decision that whether my panchayat is qualified to be a CRZ2 status. Simple. There are 4 criteria. Number 1, roads. Number 2, electricity. Number 3, water supply. Number 4, other infrastructure facilities. I discussed with so many panchayat people. Okay, in 1991, 1996 CZMP, they have included the panchayat in Kerala in CRZ3. Accepted. You mean to say from 1996 till 2021, for about a period of 25 years, no developmental activity took place in panchayat? How absurd it is. Each panchayat said, sir, we spend about 2 to 3 crore per year for different infrastructure developmental activity in each panchayat by the central government fund, state government fund, rural, the local self-government fund, etc., etc. So the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority still under the perspective or the look that the panchayat as of 1996 is still continuing with so much so-called backwardness. There is no development at all. So let it be remain in CRZ3. I again say respective other state governments in Tamil Nadu, in Gujarat, in Goa, in Maharashtra, near to the main cities, whether it is Chennai, whether it is near Madgaon in Goa. So those places, the nearby panchayat, they have upgraded it to CRZ2 so that lot of relaxations when they are into CRZ2. So my submission here is all panchayat in Kerala are eligible to be in CRZ2. We should forcefully try at least the panchayat around Kochi, around Trivandrum and around Calicut or in Kannur, at least the periphery, we should upgrade it this time. I discussed and shared the document with Dr. Najib. Unfortunately, in CZMP 1996, when there was a Balakrishnan Nair committee, when then Chief Secretary Sri C.P. Nair, 1997, he recommended Maradu Panchayat way back in 97, says that though they are a Panchayat, but they are to be upgraded to CRZ2. I am not talking of 2010 or 9. I am talking of 1997. Unfortunately, that report or the further action could not be carried out. So just bringing. So the Chief Secretary then recommended about 40-50 panchayat way back in 1997 to be upgraded to CRZ2. The Chief Secretary can recommend, then why can't the present government recommend at least 200 panchayat into the CRZ2? So we are eligible, we are entitled, and we should, that is, try for bringing more panchayat. I told these people to start doing homework. What are the infrastructure, whether it is an auditorium, primary health center, or it is a reading room, or other infrastructure, all you map it in a proper map. What are the roads? What are the street light available? electricity, water supply, drainage facility. I said capture everything in all panchayat. The Kradai also can collaborate with these panchayat people. I can explain them. I can share them that what is the document which other state government panchayat people did it for upgrading the CRZ, because otherwise we will remain in CRZ 3. It will never happen. All restrictions, stringent conditions in CRZ 3 will continue. So my humble request is to get this CRZ 3 status to CRZ 2. Then there is some kind of movement was there with the Chief Minister in 2018 to upgrade some panchayat to CRZ 2. Then he was being injected by the so-called caucus, said, sir, not to do. If you do it, I am telling you real story. If you do it, the NABARD fund for this panchayat will stop. Then later I came to know, then I told the so-called man that, sir, we are not changing that panchayat will remain as panchayat. We are not changing. It is only for CRZ purpose, upgrading it to CRZ 2. NABARD thing will continue. I inquired with the panchayat which were upgraded to CRZ 2 in Tamil Nadu. They are getting funds. And further, another document. In 2018, the additional chief secretary, Sri Tom Jones, issued an government order for the liquor selling. When Supreme Court said in rural area, 500 meter off the highway, you should not, sell liquor. So government of Kerala issued an order saying, then the Supreme Court left it to the state government that you decide. Tom Jones issued an order saying that the panchayat with 10,000 population or above can be considered as a urban area. It's an order. So for selling of liquor, you have the specs and say the panchayat in Kerala are having urban. And when CRZ comes, no, you are in rural area. Complete absurdity. So we must make use of this document. It is available and there cannot be a kind of this differential treatment for affecting large number of people with one liquor selling and for CRZ. This is my second submission. And then another thing, when I told you in 2020 conclave also, this so-called caucus attempt to bring more and more areas within CRZ regulation is still continuing. 1996, when CRZ area in Kochi or in Ernakulam district, if it is say out of the total, it is suppose if I say it is 1,000 kilometers because of both sides of water body, etc. When 2019 map comes, it has become double. It has reached up to Vadakala, Kakanad. Earlier it was up to Tripunatara, Champakara Canal. So, and in 2000, the new one, it is now further going up. So, this is to be stopped. No other state government notification does not say so. The status, now another very, very interesting thing. With respect to old buildings, they say the status of 1991 building is to be looked into. 1991, because I am talking of CRZ 2, for getting benefit, Dr. Najib knows, for getting benefit for construction in a plot near a water body, the CRZ notification says 100 meter or width of the creek, whichever is less, provided if there is a pre-1991 road or pre-1991 building, you can construct up to that. Hope it is clear to all of you. So when you want to regulate based on the 1991 building and 1991 road, then this CRZ extend also by boss, you stop it at the CRZ of 91 status. There they extend it up to further. They say due to global warming, sea level rise, more seawater is coming in. So thereby more and more areas are coming into it. Now I'll tell you the difficulty with a small example. For an area which is coming in the new CRZ regime, in say Tripunithura municipality or in Kalamasheri municipality or in these two, I'll tell you example. Earlier in 1991 till the 96 map or up to 2019 it continued up to Chambakara Canal, the CRZ, that is including that Silver Sand Island, were not there. So the both sides of the water body now extended up to Kakanad within the municipality of Trikakara or Tripunithura. There was no need for anybody to keep the old building. What for? We are not, because any construction can be up to the building line of the old building. As per the 1991 map or the 96 map continued up to 2019, the building line, the area is not coming under the CRZ, then why should they keep it? So my point is the limit of 1991 is to be stopped. Other states does like that. Now, in 2019, 2-3 small submissions only I will conclude. 2019 notification, there is lot of relaxation for the tourism industry, which I explained it to KTM, Kerala Travel Mart, my meeting. But none of these things are captured in the CRZ notification or the pre-draft, which is the document which is before us. The facilities are provided in the notification, but not getting captured in the CZMP. So that is another missing part. And then the notification is now another serious addition, not deletion, which these people did. In 2011 notification, there was a provision that when there is a change between 96 CZMP and the current CZMP, you have to justify it properly why there is a change, increase or decrease, or it is not there. You have to make a proper comparison table as per it is written in 2011 notification. 2019 notification, there is no such provision. But these, my friends, have included 12 pages in this pre-draft CZMP comparative table. There is no requirement. There is no requirement in the 2019 notification to make a comparative table. Who told you? It is not demanded. But there is a purpose. There are lot of areas which they have said decrease in mangrove area. Poor man who may not have gone to the area find one day lot of mangrove, and now they say there is decrease. This man will be put to criminal offense because mangrove destruction is an authority has pointed it out. So first and foremost thing is there was no need for comparative table. Second thing is there is a hidden agenda to people who has to suffer that decrease in mangrove area. This fellow has to suffer. That sadistic mentality is continuing. Now, last and my submission is, that is the most important thing, the satellite image versus the ground truthing or the physical verification. The total manpower available with the map preparing agency is less than the number in the finger, less than 10. They are supposed to do the mapping, physical verification, ground truthing, etc., etc. Now, what are the works involved in ground truthing or the physical verification? 3 things I will tell you. Example I told you, Maharaja's College ground, everybody is aware. Nearby there is a kail, backwater is there. If the Maharaja's College ground, if you solely rely on the satellite image, after rain, if there is a inundation of water for 3-4 days or a week, if a satellite picture is captured and is available, people will say third party sitting somewhere without coming into the site say, oh, it is a pakka lake. But once somebody goes to the ground, they will know, no, this is only an inundation of rainwater. It is not a lake. That is the ground truthing. That is a physical verification. Mangrove growth. If you see the satellite, then you will see the canopy of the mangrove. Like for example, if a coconut tree, ground it will cover only 1 square feet, but the canopy it covers about 10 square feet. That is the difference between the canopy and the real ground coverage. And the CRZ notification and the MOEF guideline says you have to take the ground coverage of the mangrove, not the coverage of the canopy. But for taking the ground, you have to go to the site, you have to measure it. But for that, you need a lot of manpower. Sorry, sir, I don't have the manpower. So I will sit in the office, take the satellite picture and interpret it the way I want. What you want? That the safe side. That I will put everything extra so that the activist will not react that they have, reduced the area of environment, etc. Builders or the landowners will never come. They know it because they are the sleeping people always. They can't react. So the activists are happy. So there was no problem. And if the activists see that entire Kerala is in CRZ, the activists will be very happy because builders don't have the power of reaction. So they know it very well. So that is a tragedy. And then that is the importance of ground truthing, number one, for mangrove growth or any kind of physically checking is required. Second, for salinity test. For salinity test to determine the 5 ppt level in the driest season. January to say maybe April, then the Venal Mada, etc. So then you won't get a true picture. You need to carry out salinity level at every 50 meter in a water body. 50. For the Ernakulam district, you will be surprised in this pre-draft CZMP, the so-called inland water body length, they said page number 40 of the document. You can say 1956, close to 2000 kilometers. So if I count both sides, so single side, it is 1000 kilometers. Inland water bodies are affected in Ernakulam district. That are the water bodies which they have included based on the salinity. You know how many water samples for 1000 kilometers? 5 samples. Only 5 samples they have collected. Rest is all our guess, Dr. Najib, Mr. Anthony. Rest we know, it is all guess. So if the affected people gets affected, okay, let them suffer. So it is, they need to have extensive salinity. There also CRADAI can offer to the government. I told all local bodies, get collaboration with the builders so that the expenses of 200 rupees only one sampling. You get them involved. But now the next monitoring possibly is only in November, not of course now the rainy season you won't get. So get extensive the monitoring of the salinity so that I can assure you, because I conducted it personally, lot of areas I found the salinity is less than 1. Forget about less than 5, less than 1. But it is only on guess that because they are not losing any inch of land. Why they bother? So that is the spirit behind. So then the CZMP part. So why I said was like my, if you want to have the way forward, I can suggest it, or I will pause it for a minute, or if you can have question answer, then you can ask me what is the way forward, or I will tell you now, or